This is the closest I've ever been to running out of a charge. In today's journey, we're going deep into the wild Mexican jungle, miles from the nearest town.
TV router?
No pago nada. Ni un peso no pago nada, gorro.
No Uber Eats, fancy restaurants, a simpler time, one could say. But truthfully, what are my limitations to my solar charging?
I had to move Beluga over to that spot behind me.
But little did we know that the solar that we harness today will literally push us through the extra mile.
50 minutes of energy, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
Can you imagine yourself living here?
If you can see right there. Oh boy. Welcome to Mexico, guys. Welcome to the coast. And wow, it is hot. Let me tell you that right now. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sandro. I live full-time out of this Tesla Model X, and I'm driving the Pan American Highway all the way from Alaska, Northwest Territories, to Ushuaia, Argentina. And today we're gonna be heading into the jungle with this solar charging, living off-grid. Should be exciting, and yeah, get away from this 50-degree weather. No joke. Let me actually close the door and not waste my energy like that. Turn climate on and not be wasteful with that, because energy is unlimited with the solar, but not really as well. So these are the custom solar modules that I have, Mito Solar, a company from the Netherlands, and there's about 125 watts here, 125, 34, and 34 modules equals 68. And you can see it's very, very thin, just on the side. And this solar has kept me alive, and I'll get to the reason why I mean that a little bit later. And we're gonna put it through its tests, and I'm gonna tell you what the biggest constraint is that I have with these solar modules and how I'm implementing a small change coming up. I put this tube down here, and then I cramp a little sock because it's fully filled to make sure it doesn't spill. There you go. That's my 10-cent solution, I think. An old sock, and then I clip like that. Otherwise, this becomes all wet. And having a flood in your house, that's the last thing that you want, really. Jug number 2, which I keep up front. Finding this place is actually a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, because one, Google Maps cannot get me there, and then if Google Maps cannot get me there, the UI doesn't work in the Tesla. But I think the entrance is right over there. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. So right now we're getting 213 watts of solar, as you can see right there, at this angle. Let's play with it. Okay, let's pop the hood and 198, 126, 177, 203, 184, 210, 205. Okay, so I think if I put my little snorkeling gear right here, like that. So this is actually the most optimal angle like this. I'm getting right now with the sun clearing about 220 watts of solar. This is awesome. And of course, instantly when I talk about just how good things are going, there is overcast. So this is the only limitation to solar, is you need the sun to shine. The sun is shining right now, but right now I'm only getting 56 watts. So that's not really helping the cause. 38 watts, excuse me. While we wait for Beluga to charge, there's something I want to show you guys. So I've been in Mexico for about 90 days now. 3 months, I've driven over 10,000 kilometers or so, consumed a lot of kilowatt hours, but I want to show you while we wait for Beluga to charge, the road I've taken, because I think sometimes it's kind of hard to visualize it. It took me almost 2 years to figure this out, where I could use my sub-trunk cover as a second little table like this. So here we have our map. Okay, so initially we crossed the border of Mexicali here, and we drove all the way down to San Felipe, if you guys remember. So we stopped here. Ugh, I don't like that color actually. And after that, we took the route to Loreto, if you guys remember that one. Mulegé. So we did Loreto there. And then after Loreto, we went down to La Paz, there. It is honestly so hard to remember, but this is why I'm doing this, because later on I want to look back and see the exact journey that I've taken. I mean, I have my YouTube videos, which are a huge help, but having a hard map like this really brings back memories, and I think it allows you to visualize better where you've been. And I mean, everything is so digitalized, you know, Google Maps, the Tesla UI. So forgive me if I am struggling here to figure out where we're going, but we're just waiting for the car to charge. I think it's time that we use our Falcon doors for a purpose besides show off, right? All right, so here it is. There we go. So here you can see a clear overview. So we started in Baja California, right? Went all the way to the south. Then we took the ferry across the mainland to Sinaloa, then to Nayarit, to Guadalajara, Jalisco, Michoacan a little bit, then Ciudad de Mexico, explored there, and then we went to Oaxaca, and then we went to Tuxtla, San Cristobal de las Casas here. Then we went up. This was the hardest stretch, I think, without any charging. And then we went to Yucatan, and now we're in Quintana Roo, right here at the end, if you can see right there. I had to move Beluga over to that spot behind me because there isn't enough sun anymore here. As you can see, it's all just shaded. But that's kind of the reality of doing this in the jungle. But this is actually a really nice place. It kind of looks abandoned. I'm the only tourist here, only traveler here right now. I ended up switching my shirt because it's just way too hot. I've been going back and forth, just trying to cool myself off. But I want to show you guys the campground essentially that's in the jungle. It's really cool because it definitely has that off-grid kind of vibe here. As you can see, bien provecho. So this is the, sí, estoy mostrando. So this is the kitchen here, right? Sí. Sí.
Aquí guardo, a ver, amigos,
Sí. Sí, tenemos todo.
Lo que no lo ocupo. Cuando marino carne, saco un pedacito grande, para.
Sí.
Ocupan para soplar allá.
Sí.
Allá hacen comida allá.
Sí.
Así como esta joya o mucho juguete.
Sí, para los moscos.
No, para prender la lumbre.
Ah,
Para
okay.
prender la lumbre con eso se hace.
So he's telling me.
Y rápido prende la lumbre.
Sí.
Ahí es.
Okay, so now he's gonna show us his bathroom.
Como ver el reventario acá. Ese es un espíritu.
Sí.
No está pintada, pero. Ya, me baño acá. Tengo todo acá.
Sí, tienes todo.
Tengo todo. De aquí en mi bodega.
Sí.
Aquí en mi bodega. Ahí tengo mi tanque de gas. Ahí tengo mi bodeguita.
Isn't this really cool though to see how somebody else lives?
Fíjate. De noche.
Sí.
De noche sí se ve el reflejo aquí lo que es el erradicario, aquí. Acá, ya ves.
Okay.
No está grabado, está aquí.
Sí.
Recuerdo.
So this is his solar setup.
Para el solar.
Sí. And that's all he's living off. Less than 200 watts.
Pero no tengo luz. No tengo luz.
So he was telling me that that's the solar setup that he has, and he's just living off about 300 watts of solar, that input on a day. So it's not enough to charge Beluga, obviously, but it just shows that you don't need much to live, but to charge a car, you need a lot of solar. And he just told me that that's his TV router.
No pago nada. Ni un peso, no pago nada. Gorro, no pago nada. Yo.
He doesn't pay anything, but he's so happy. He's so happy. This makes me so happy. Oh man. So I've decided to stop charging for this one reason right now. It's actually not because of the sun. It's because of the mosquitoes. I want to make sure I do this before it gets too dark, because right now it's about 5:30. So to do this, with the EcoFlow, you need a grounder plug, because without it, it will detect a fault. The mobile connector will not let you charge from this. So without this, the solar juice that I've harnessed today would have been useless. For this test, we're gonna take my camper box out just a bit, so we can have enough air ventilation for the big boy. Oh Jesus, no. Whoops. So now we can this, which is full of solar juice. Yeah, because I'm still not able to charge my Tesla with the car input. So this is 100% solar juice in here. Ground plug goes in here. Boom. And now, dun 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 dun. Okay. Blue light. I heard it. Did you hear the click? We're solar charging now. So right now, our output is about 1400 watts, 50 minutes of energy, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna lower the amperage right now to, it's 12 amps, I'm gonna do 10 amps, just like that. So I don't overheat this. While we wait for the car to charge, I do wanna mention this. I did not get solar on my car to charge it, because I know with 250 watts, as efficient as these panels are for me to solar, it's just not viable. I don't have enough real estate to charge my car. Even if I installed solar modules on my Falcon doors, on the car, on the side of the car, it's not very viable. It just isn't. And there's a reason why companies haven't done it yet, because one, it's very expensive. Two, it doesn't offset enough, I think. That's just kind of how my brain computes it. Because you understand that my car sat in the sun, I moved it around, and I only got about 30% on my EcoFlow today. Again, I'm in the jungle, so it's a little bit more difficult here. But if I had solar on my Falcon doors up here on the side, yeah, it'd be a really cool setup, but it'd make the system really complex. And I always say, to do the best, I think you have to remove parts and travel with less, right? Take less, do more. That's kind of the whole idea. And I feel if I decided to put solar all over the car, it would have been a cool project, but it wouldn't really align with who I am as a creator, the kind of road trip that I am right now. Well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna be signing my car. Thank you for my Patreons for always supporting me on the road, even you for just simply watching. But the people who have subscribed to my Patreon, I'm putting their names underneath the hood. Okay, now it's red. It's okay, guys, don't worry. It's because my discharge limit is 10% for my EcoFlow. I do this because these batteries are great, but you don't want to discharge them lower than 10%. So let me introduce you to Juicy. Juicy did a great job today. It's Beluga's best friend. And let's see how much energy we've gained. Okay, so we've gained 1 kilowatt hour. So we were at 45% and now we're at 46%. And you might be wondering, Sandro, is it really worth it, all this, just to add 3 miles or 5K to Beluga's battery? And yes and no. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's free. And I love it because here in the jungle at night, one, you don't want to keep the windows down. So I run climate control all night to keep it nice and cozy inside. So it does use about 5 to 10%. And where I'm at right now, there is a supercharger maybe like 40, 50 kilometers from here, so not too far, so I can't charge. But there are areas where I've been through where there are no fast chargers around or anything that is ideal for charging besides an outlet. So that's why I like having this as an option.
The next morning, as we started the drive back to the supercharger in Cancun, I realized that camping mode had consumed more than initially planned. But as we got closer to the supercharger, I started to stress a little bit more than I usually do.
I am not kidding you when I say this. That is the closest I have ever come to discharging Beluga. That 1% that I got yesterday from the solar panels saved me today. I cannot believe this. I was so confident, and then when I was driving here, I didn't even pick up my phone or my camera because I panicked. I was like, I can't stop, I have to keep going. Anyways, thank you so much for being here and watching all the way to the end. And let's keep pushing boundaries together, because from now on, it's just gonna be fun, I hope. Cheers.